Martian meltdown. No one would have believed in the second decade of the 21st century that Martian affairs were being watched from the timeless worlds of space. And yet, across the gulf of space, minds immeasurably inferior to our own viewed our world's mineral resources with envious eyes, and so they drew their plans against us. The crimson dust of Mars swirled around me like a haunted memory, echoing the tales of our ancestors. I scuttled along the jagged terrain, my agile claws click-clacking upon the rocks. Martians do not run, nor should we panic. But when you see a metallic beast from the heavens descending upon your land, a primal instinct kicks in. I am K.R.M, a humble Martian, a K.R.M, if you prefer. My kin and I are known for our intellect, our meekness, and oddly enough, our terrible taste in poetry. Yet, as I gazed at the massive ship slicing through the Martian sky, I could not help but feel a chill that radiated beyond the brisk Martian winds. It was supposed to be a day of celebration, a day marked in our calendars as a festival of the starlit shells. The entire community was set to gather at the great enclosure, a metaphysical amphitheater constructed from the shimmering scales of our moon, Phobos. Yet now, all I could feel was dread as the ship, a spacious lump of metal adorned with Earth's garish colors, loomed closer. K.R.M. My friend Lyra's voice quivered through our communal communicator, her mandibles clicking with anxiety. Did you see it? It's enormous. What do we do? We observe. I managed to reply, my voice barely masking the electricity of fear churning in my exoskeleton. Humans are curious creatures. Perhaps they've come in peace. Or perhaps they're here to exterminate us for the entertainment of their reality television shows. My musings were cut short as our cacophonous congregation echoed through the crackling air. K.R.M, once captivated by a mere shadow of a thought. What if we're not alone? We're now scattering like sand grains in the Martian winds, driven by survival. Oh, the irony! I remembered Orgrim's assertion. Just as we penned parodies of those earthly movies, now our lives seem to embody one. Let us not be the hapless Martians fleeing from insatiable explorers. And yet here we were, cowering like the punchlines of old jokes, desperately navigating the uneven surface toward our only sanctuary, the caves of Exilok. I joined the mass fleeing towards the gaping mouth of the cave, where shadows danced like marionettes in the flickering glow of our bioluminescent moss. The cave's cool embrace was a false sense of security, a fleeting welcome amidst the rising panic around me. With every drone and thud of the descending craft, my brethren hissed in fear, our resolve liquefying under the strain of impending doom. Quickly, into the dark, a voice screeched, its tone resonating wildly off the cave walls. Does cowardice transform someone into a true antagonist? I pondered the question, while shoving my way through the throng, an absurdity bubbling beneath the surface. Inside the caves, I gathered with fellow K.R.M, our bodies illuminated by the soft, verdant glow of ancient moss. Fear coursed through us like a low tide, washing over the faint flickers of curiosity that had sparked moments before. I had seen enough Earth films to know what came next. Frantic planning, a bravery we might not possess, and a last-ditch effort that may very well lead to our ludicrous ends. What's the plan? K.R.M asked, dragging a few strands of a mossy plant from his claw. Oh, we could put on a play, I exclaimed, propelled more by bravado than common sense. Show them our art. Share our knowledge of drone kinetic sculptures. Surely, they cannot resist a Martian spectacle. What are you suggesting? Lyra replied skeptically, now trembling against the cave wall. Why not invite them? What if they merely seek camaraderie? I rushed on, fueled by my desperation. But they might turn us into food, someone piped in, its voice quivering with trepidation. Have you seen those Earth shows boasting about alien cuisines? We may be the first interstellar delicacy. We exchanged glances, and panic seemed to bubble over anew. Yet, within the chaos, I proclaimed, let us embrace our Martianness. Let us show them who we are. With reluctance morphing into quirky enthusiasm, we began fidgeting. I gathered elder melodies and ancient poetry and started chanting the favorites of my youth. Like an arena of wobbly scepters, my kin joined in, devising abstract choreography out of sheer apprehension. And then, as the ship finally landed with an earth-shattering thud, growing quiet amidst our vibrant anticipation, the world held its breath. Would the humans disembark to enslave, catapult us into a muscle farm for their exotic tastes, or worse, critique our plays? As shadows crept from the metallic juggernaut, I blinked wide-eyed and tried to conceal the tremble in my claws. And there they were, humans, just as unsure as we were, eyes wide with disbelief. And all at once, I realized our tales of them might have missed a punchline. They weren't here to invade. They were simply lost. Earthlings? I called out, feeling both ridiculous and brave. Welcome. We have something to show you. And just like that, the interstellar interactions began. Krabians and Earthlings colliding in a whirlwind of cosmic misunderstanding, both parties finding solace, curiosity, and perhaps a hint of humor in our shared awkwardness.